Hey, welcome to Real Conversations. I'm Nicole Jones,
And I'm Quana Terry.
and we would like to welcome you and thank you for joining us here tonight. Hey, Kwana, how you doing tonight? How was your day?
Busy, busy, busy as usual. But we make it work. We're moms, we're bosses, we're leaders, we're all types of stuff. So we gotta be everything for everyone sometimes. But we try to get that time to take care of ourselves too. So let's hope that that's what we're doing. But for the most part, I'm good. How about you?
That's awesome. I'm good. Thank goodness I was off today because as of this weekend, I took a little road trip up north and had a nice, time with my children, and then we came back down and girl, I was tired. That was a long behind drive.
Yeah.
So other than that, I was off today, so I was able to like be mellow today before we start doing this tonight.
Yeah.
So
With the exception of you having to go down with it with a car, like I vow to never drive again. Right? It's more like if I can't take a plane, I ain't going type joint. If it's like maybe 6 hours or less, if the drive is 6 hours or less, then I'm cool. But anything over that, no. I'm hopping on a plane and renting a car because no.
well,
Mm-mm.
it's crazy. So going, it was what 13 hours, but coming back it was only 12. So
I was trying to get back, okay?
I mean, when you have two drivers, we were hauling ass. And
Oh,
on the road, the crazy part is we had people that was literally racing us. Like literally racing us. This kid, my son was driving, and he was like, "Come on, let's go, let's go." I was like, "Boy, please, no,
giving
please
tickets,
stop."
man. Chill. Especially in Georgia. Like I remember traveling to Florida. As a matter of fact, it was with you and for you. And I ended up getting a ticket. That was a
Hmm.
while ago, early 2000s, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You feel like that ticket was $630. I
Hmm.
was psyched, but I was
Hmm.
doing 97 and the 70.
I
I'm
mean,
happy to haul me off to jail.
we still gonna hold that one out because the type of car that we had, we was like.
We were moving. Okay, I know I was moving. But now I mean, it taught me a very valuable lesson about one speeding on the highway when I'm driving. So now, I mean, I still speed, but I watch out. I'm a little
Yeah,
bit
make
more
sure you have your
careful.
ways on, guys, because
Yeah.
it tells you everything.
I love ways. The cops don't, but I love ways. Well, anyway,
Yeah,
I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you were able to get some rest. So let's get the show
thank you.
started. So what are we talking about today, Nicole?
All right, so I came across some things, some very interesting topics today. So did you hear about Google paying its employees, they full-time employees, I'm sorry,
Mhm.
full-time salaries. They're paying them full-time salaries to stay home. Did you hear about that? These employees are doing nothing but staying home.
Wait a minute. Ooh, which employees are we talking about? The people in the factories? Like, what we doing? The people
I'm
that
talking about the people who deal with the AI. So apparently, uh, they don't want these people to be poached from their competitors. So they're paying them what's that, a year's salary just to stay home.
okay, Google, I'm not mad at it. I feel as if I know there are certain clauses in these contracts, especially for AI. So I think they're like AI staff. They're like non-compete. And you have they either put it in the clause, excuse me, put it in there for like 6 months or a year where they cannot jump ship to another competitor. So if that's the case, if they are also having a non-compete in there in that contract as well as offering them a year's salary, that's what's up. I'm not mad. Like up front, that is not bad. Now, depending upon salary grades, no, if I'm AI staff and I'm making 100,000 and you give me 100,000 up front, and the new company that I want to go to is offering me 200, bye, 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 bye. But I mean, it's a great incentive to keep the employees there because there's so much competition around AI right now, and those who can actually deal with it or who can actually work it. So, I mean, that's a great incentive. So Google's smart in that respect.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They're just trying to make them extremely happy, and
Mm,
that's dope. I actually like that.
I don't know about making them extremely happy. I think they just trying. They really trying. They're gonna make them extremely happy, yes, but they're also trying to keep their staff because when certain things start to like be implemented or be introduced into for AI, they're going
Mhm.
to need people. They're going to need the staff to be able to work around the clock for these types of things to make these things
Mhm.
happen. And if you don't have the staff, you are now you're behind the eight ball because other people are already working at it and doing what they need to do. So yeah,
That part.
Google's looking out for themselves. That's a small investment for something that's going to be so lucrative and bring them in a lot of money.
I
So
agree.
yeah,
Okay, so the other one I came across is the Federal Trade Commission is suing Facebook, forcing them to sell Instagram and WhatsApp. Their trial begins today.
on what grounds?
Um, so they basically feel so it's saying that they basically feel that the only reason why they were so successful is because of these platforms. It says, but it also states that if the FTC wins, Meta could be forced to sell Instagram and WhatsApp and move that I'm sorry. Oh, move what I'm sorry. I can't read my own handwriting, guys. So please bear with me, okay?
Okay.
Um it said or move what could reshape the tech industry. Yeah, they just basically I think they just don't like that what's the guy who owns Facebook? What's his name?
Mark Zuckerberg.
I think they just don't like, where he went with the whole Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. I mean, everyone uses WhatsApp, everyone uses Instagram and Facebook as well. So I think they just messed up. They're just mad at that. Please excuse. I've had rest today, okay? Please excuse how I am speaking tonight. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Hold on a minute. I'm just looking this up because I haven't really been following it. It's an antitrust lawsuit, is what it is.
Yes. I actually wrote that
Okay.
down and I didn't read that part. I'm sorry.
Meta has made Instagram and WhatsApp better. Okay, so being that being that the FTC is saying that Meta is they need to really prove that either Meta has a dominant share, right,
Mhm.
in that particular market, and that includes all competitors, and that the two acquisitions between it was WhatsApp and I believe Instagram or whatever. I
Mhm.
believe it was those two, right? WhatsApp
Mhm.
and Instagram.
Yes.
That there is that they those that acquisition harmed competitors and consumers, which we know that's not true. So it's a weak case, um, but I believe that um, I think it'll be dropped, or they'll probably find something else, but I don't think it's something that they have any type of grounds for. Just looking at it. Let's see. Yeah, competition has only increased in the market in the 4 years since the FTC's complaint was filed. So I think that Meta faces strong competition in a ever-changing tech market, right? So there's no need for you to come after them when there are other platforms that have just as much or even maybe more influence. TikTok is huge, okay? TikTok is huge. A lot of these other platforms have, and they're constantly growing. YouTube is coming, so many other platforms that are like there's a platform called MeWe. I think it's MeWe or something like that. Medway, I don't know how to say it. It's MEWE. But that's coming up, and they're having so many things. They're coming out with so many different platforms that would be competition for those two, for Instagram and WhatsApp and stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess there's more to come on that because I'm not well versed in it, but
But it's crazy that you mentioned that because Mark basically said that. He said that there's other platforms like TikTok, and he mentioned the TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that. So thank you for mentioning that because he did say that part in in his rebuttal for it. But they just like what TikTok now has what's that other one called? Lemonade.
Yeah, Lemon. Yeah, that's right. Yes.
I'm like, what the heck is Lemonade?
Yeah, so many new platforms are popping up, and I think it's more about him making money and money that they could not touch, right? So they want to make an example, but that's a bad way to go about it. That particular antitrust claim that they are bringing up against them, I don't think that's going to stick. But it's weak, nonetheless. But we'll see what happens. And that's all we have for current events.
So one more thing. Oh, this is an oldie but goodie. Okay, I came across it, and I thought that it should get put back out there again. We all know that Jason Weaver played Simba in 1994, The Lion King, right? But it was very interesting to me. Okay, that. They offered him a $2 million deal up front. But his awesome mother decided, no, we're not going to take that $2 million. But what I would like for us to do, please, we'll take up $100,000. But then also my son is going to get some royalties on this because I know this movie is going to be big. We know this.
Lifetime royalties?
Lifetime royalties, okay?
Great manager.
And that's what I said. That's why I said we really need to touch base on this because I thought that was awesome managerial skills for his mother.
Yes.
She basically set her son up for a lifetime, and he got way more than 200 million, with the royalties. So kudos to them.
Yeah, that was smart. That's like winning a lottery. That you have a chance between a lump sum and an annuity. Some people want to take the lump sum right away, but listen, get an annuity and set up a trust. Have a trust come in and claim it, so then they can pay the trust even after you're dead. They can pay the trust, and your future generations can now live off that money as well. They don't that money doesn't stop coming. They can put a clause in it, and that's why a trust is important. And a lot of people don't know that, so they're going claim, get a lump sum, and then lose all of this money. First of all, they pay mad money to Uncle Sam, right? And then if they were, and then the money doesn't last because they have so much money, they don't know what to do with it, right? But putting it in annuity is like one of the best things to do because, like I said, you have the trust claim your winnings, and then you go ahead and let them pay it from the trust. So and continue to pay the trust for years to come until the money is done. So
yes, and that's another form of generational wealth if you think about it. Okay, so and we need to start doing that anyway. Okay, Stop
Right.
thinking about that lump sum. That lump sum is not it.
Agreed. Agreed. Yeah. So kudos to his mom. She did her thing. Some people want to appease their families, and if, say, for instance, you come from a family where there's maybe some conflict in how much money you have, or just maybe some sort of issue there. Sometimes it's good to do an arranged marriage, especially if money is going to be, if the family is going to be able to get money from it. But that's not something that I would want. I definitely would want love, traditionally.
Hmm.
I'm unsure about those married at first sight reality shows. I don't know. I feel like I need to get to know people. But listen, I have had sex. I haven't really had. I have had success in the traditional love part, but also I've been unsuccessful. Right? I've married and it didn't go well, and I knew the person, or at least I thought I knew the person for a number of years, right? And it didn't go well. So I guess I'm going to say to each his own here, right? I'm not going to say what works best for what's the best way to go about it. It's an individual choice, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I'm giving a little pros and cons when it comes to
Okay.
love. Okay. So
Hmm.
the pros of finding a relationship, being in love with the person, is strong emotional connections, deeper understanding of each other before marriage, potential for greater satisfaction and happiness. The cons are may face challenges related to family acceptance, lack of shared value or traditions, and potential for higher divorce rates if not built on a strong foundation. We spoke about
Mm.
that moons ago.
Oh my God. Remember that? Like that strong foundation is so key. And it's
Mhm.
something that I know to be true. And if it's built on a strong foundation, there's kind of nothing that can kind of throw you off. You're going to go through challenges, but you're going to be able to weather those storms because it's built on the right things,
Mhm.
and nothing could penetrate that.
It doesn't matter how many rocks is thrown at your situation.
Wow.
It'll stand the test of time.
That's right. That's right.
So let's show the pros and cons when it comes to an arranged marriage.
Okay.
So it says may lead to stronger family support, shared values, and traditional and a higher initial success rate. Who knew? Um, let's see the cons. It says potential for less individuals, feelings of dispowerment, and challenges in developing romantic love if it doesn't arise.
Yes, yes. So I was saying, like, individual autonomy. Like at that point, it's like I'm doing everything that my family wants me to do, and I'm literally sacrificing myself for
Hmm.
my family. Do I really want to do that? And it may be okay in the beginning. You go into it reluctantly, but over the years, if this is something that doesn't end up working out for you, I think you will also have an issue if you decide to part ways, because the family now is going to be devastated and the family is going to have to be involved in that entire process, of you both separating. So, yeah, that's a hard thing.
I still say love. For me though,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
Shaquana said earlier, to each his own. We're not stomping on anyone who's in an arranged marriage. I actually know someone who's in an arranged marriage. One of my coworkers. We became really good friends back in New York. Uh, he fell in love with his wife, and I love it. Okay, they are Indian, and he
Mhm.
went back home. He married her. They was married for a year now, and now
Mhm.
she's here in the States, and they're so excited to start this life together. And they're just trying to get her a job. They already have the plan on when they're gonna start having kids. So they're
Aw.
showing her everything. But I love seeing him love her, like seeing it through his eyes. Like it was an amazing experience. I've never, I didn't know anyone personally. So seeing this man actually falling in love with his wife, speaking to her on the phone. Me, she got sick when she got here, and I'm up here check. I'm like the big sister, okay? Checking on
Mhm.
how she doing. Is she okay? Oh my goodness, do she like here? Does she like it here? But
Yeah.
they, I believe that they're gonna make it, and only because I'm not saying I don't want to say only because just seeing how he responded to her, when it comes to phone calls, when it comes to getting her over here in the States. I think I knew for sure that he loves her, and she is a gorgeous little thing too. Okay, she is
Mm.
gorgeous. But
Yeah.
yeah, and but I do love the whole family traditional, the way that Indian people have their whole background and stuff like that, and how they are when it comes to family. They're very family oriented, and we can learn a thing or two from them if you think about it.
Absolutely. I think that we can learn a thing or two from everyone from a different culture, right?
Yeah.
There's so many things that they would do that we can adopt for our lifestyles as well. Again, love is key for me. That's key. But I also know that you can grow to love someone. And it's the same thing that happens, like, say, for instance, when you're getting to know someone over the phone. You're just talking to them and you're, maybe go on a couple of dates or whatever else, but there's something that has to grow there. There's something that has to stir up in you. And I think that um, whether you're doing it on an arranged marriage, if everyone's open to getting to know one another, we might find that, hey, we're not that dissimilar. We have some things in common, and then you grow to be enamored with that individual. And if it stays, it stays. And, if it sticks, it sticks. Like, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Just keep going. But I think everyone has to be on board with wanting to get to know one another, and that communication is key.
I think that's the key right there. Like you said, as long as everyone is on board, that's what makes it work.
Yeah.
You know, to the end of earth. But we've seen so many situations where the wife couldn't stand the husband, or the husband couldn't stand the wife. Like, I don't think that anyone should be living under the same roof with somebody who can't stand them. Like, that's hard.
And look, and that's coming from a relationship where they chose one another.
That
So
too. That too. Right.
it just depends on the individuals. Like, I think I was watching something, and it was like a short film, and he got married to Access's trust fund, right? And they end up living together, and he's like, listen, while you're here, okay, I won't get in your way, you won't get in mine. We'll deal with this together, and that's it. And then when the trust fund is dissolved, you can go your way, right? And she said, okay, no problem. But until then, I promise I'll be the best wife that I need to be in order for this thing to be believable. She was doing her thing. She was just being herself. And he fell for her.
Of course he
Right?
did.
Of course he did, right? He fell for her. And so the marriage, of course, now this is a real thing. This is love. This is, what started off as as an agreement actually blossomed into a beautiful love story. So it happens, right? I mean, it was a movie, but
It's so funny because when I'm working and I'm listening to, like, things on YouTube or whatever the case may be, these little short stories always pop up, and it sounds similar to what you're saying. Every last one of them.
That's one of them. Yes, that's one of them. Yes.
Okay, but I always listen to them because I always like to hear what transpired. But it's so funny.
The acting is horrible. It's giving Tubi. However, the storyline it's still
Listen, don't come
intriguing.
for
I'm like,
Tubi like
what?
that, okay? You're not gonna come for Tubi. Tubi be having some good movies.
No,
I
no.
understand what you mean about the actors and actresses and stuff, but don't come for Tubi, okay?
Them actors be like, Marsha, why did you? Girl, stop. Okay? Like, I understand everyone, we need a paycheck, but come on. Like, give me something else. Give me something else, you know?
You're
Like,
right about that though.
it's like the acting was just so outlandish. You little girl, Bob. So, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm like, now I know you saw that coming.
It's like, come on now. But yeah, so that's why I got it from one of those commercials that came on. It was like a reel or something. I was like, oh, this is so cute, and and it's a YouTube ad, and I'm like, all right, well, let me listen to this. It sounds intriguing, and I'll listen. I'm like, oh, that's so cute, and I'll go find my phone because when I keep my headphone on, I never know where my phone is in the house. So I'm like, but I want to watch it. I hear it. I'm like, oh, I want to watch that. What's that? So I have to find my phone and go and I'll watch it. I'm like, oh, this seems acting is pretty bad, but the storyline is pretty cool. So,
I like the storyline, yeah.
Yeah.
It catches me all the time, and I always, because we always we all press skip.
All the
So when
time.
that comes on, it's like,
Yeah. I was like, they know what I like. Let me listen to this.
And it's
I'm
so
like,
funny how you said you're talking about the story. Mind you, I promise you guys, I did not know she was going to bring that up, okay? And I'm going to be like, oh, that sounds familiar, like a story that I heard on YouTube.
That's the one.
They be catching us all the time.
All the time. But I thought that was cool. But that's one of those times where there is a happy ending. Not saying that it doesn't happen, because apparently the statistics show that arranged marriages actually have a higher success rate than one that is developed from a loving or traditional way of meeting.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah,
Who knew? Who knew?
I think a lot of it, especially when it comes to arranged marriages, especially if family is involved, it's a desire not to you have a desire not to disappoint the people who have set this up, right? And the people who have set it up will go to great lengths to make sure that continues to stay on track and on course. So I feel like you have a lot more support in that.
Okay.
So anyway, that was a great show, Nicole. Do you have anything else?
No, actually, I think that is it. So, do you have anything else?
Nah, I'm good. Easter's on Sunday. I'm excited. I'm singing. I'm going to go and just have a really good time. And yeah, that's it. Busy weekend for me, but for the most part, we're doing big things out here in these streets.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You have any plans for the weekend?
This weekend, so you already know I'm working. So guys, apparently I've moved.
Hey.
Okay, I've left New York. Can't believe it. It is something that I am getting used to, but I am loving every bit of it. So I'm in the process of getting my house in order. And that's probably what I'm going to do when I get home, after work, just, get everything together. Oh, my daughter has a performance at her school.
Nice.
So I'm trying to bust my behind to get on over there because she just confirmed to me that they're the first performance. I was like, child, now what?
Yeah, so you need to be there. Don't be the one walking in the auditorium all late, trying to say, excuse me. Don't do it.
That's going to be me because everyone knows that I work for the post office, and here in the state that I am in, this route is killing me. Okay, so I'm like, mamas, what time did they say? Did you say that they want to start? And she tells me, and I'm like, that's the time I get off.
Listen, tell your people that I'm at the post office. Listen, I got to go. Okay, I need to go and see my daughter perform. I need some work-life balance. You know what to do. Anyway, you'll make it work.
Figure this one out.
It'll work it out. It'll work itself out. Thank you so much for watching Real Conversation. Again, I am your host, Quana Terry, and
I am Nicole Jones.
All right. And you can definitely find us on YouTube at real_convos_podcast. We are live on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Nicole, where can they reach us?
You guys can reach us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and here on YouTube. At Facebook is Real Conversations, but here on all the other platforms, I'm sorry guys, it is real_convos_podcast.
All right. Well, thank you all for watching again. Have a great rest of your week, and God bless.